So welcome to Once Upon a Pandemic series with myself, Yvonne Redden, and this series is all about staying positive and sharing stories on how people are staying positive through these challenging times. And I'll be chatting to people from around the globe. So today we have Alison Wilson McMurtry. Alison is a speaker, mentor and connector in the business sector. And we're going to see how she is staying positive today and focused. My aim in this is just to see how people are staying focused, and I'm going to go straight to you, Alison. Thanks for coming on this and being
no problem. Thanks for having me.
And listen, I know, and you're a mother as well, so I mean,
yes.
You're juggling lots of different things too, like many of us at home. How are you staying positive yourself?
So I think that, full disclaimer from the outset that no one is positive 100% of the time, and I certainly am not. I definitely have ups and downs.
Yes.
But I think that I am naturally quite a positive person, and how I handle change quite well. I think I'm quite used to it in our lives. We have a lot of dynamism in our lives. We're never stagnant. Things are always changing in our household. I have two young kids, 8 and 4.
Yeah.
And we're always on the go. And I think that being like that enables me to look at things as an opportunity. And that's how I look at things rather than being positive.
Yeah.
I think that I look at what is the opportunity? How can I make the most of this? And that keeps me and the whole family in the right frame of mind to keep going.
Yeah, it's a great way to think. And how have you been opportunistic this time?
Well, this time, this time, yeah, I'm just really blessed that I think that we're really focusing on spending quality time with the kids.
Yeah, that's the main theme in everybody I'm speaking to. It's having that downtime that we never really had before, or never really thought about as much, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was in a corporate career. This time last year, I left in July 2020, and
right in the middle of it all.
I resigned in December 19, and then my notice was 6 months notice, so I left in July. And I was working. My commute was an hour and a half every morning. I was in 8 a.m. and I finished at maybe 5, maybe 6, and then an hour and a half commute. The kids were in school, and they had a nanny after school that looked after them until 6 or 7 p.m. And then I'd come home, do the dinner and things like that. So I only saw them a couple of hours a day. Whereas now I think that, it's really been quite a shift, because I wasn't used to mothering them in, a traditional sense of the word. And now I'm spending so much time with them. I know them so much better, and it's super. But I think that what works really well for us is having a schedule. And it's, you must get dressed. And you have to show up, and you have to get dressed. And because when they once or twice last year, we let them just stay in their pajamas and things, and I would be in like maybe my sports clothes or something. And honestly, we didn't get anything done. And it wasn't even that we didn't get anything done, but we were just sitting there.
And it's so easy to fall into that trap, isn't it? Of not getting up. Get up and have your breakfast, do your teeth, wash your hair, put a bit of makeup on, is if you're going out maybe to the office, or is if you're going to bring them to school. I think absolutely, even if the top half looks good, it doesn't matter if you're wearing pajama bottoms, but it will lift you, doesn't it, if you do.
It really does. And I noticed as well with their schoolwork, the school that my son goes to doesn't have a uniform, but his old school one did. And they asked them to put on their school uniform every day at home. And that really focused him that, okay, I'm at home, but I'm still at school. And I think that that's the same for me as an individual. Every time I have a call or I'm working during the day, I dress up, I put my makeup on, and I put on, something nice, something smart. And then I feel ready to take on the day, rather than just, maybe a pair of sports leggings
Yeah,
and a
and you get
t-shirt.
into that mode, get yourself into that work mode, isn't it? Just by doing them things, because you're so used to planning in your profession. You've come
Yes.
from big multi companies before. You've a fantastic work experience behind you. Like, and how have you planned out your time in the lockdown? I know you've kind of spoke about that a little bit. So you have relaxed that little bit more and enjoyed the kids' company more. Yeah. Have you got an actual your planner that you do every day? Is there a daily routine?
We have a daily routine.
Yeah.
Now, my ever since the kids were very, very young, we have had a routine, and that's what they really respond to. And when you go into, you know, summer holidays and the routine goes out the window, they're very uncomfortable with that. So they respond very well to routine, which I'm quite thankful for, because I need that. I need that in the
I know,
house.
it's very strict. I have twins, they're 7, so you have to.
You have to. And I think that having the routine, so they know what to expect. And what I find is that for my work and for the kids' work, we set timers on my phone, 45 minutes. Okay, go and work for 45 minutes. And then we get 15 minutes break. And during the 15 minutes break, we go away from the table. We go maybe kick a ball around. We go outside. We maybe walk the dog quickly. We do puzzles, depending on the weather, you know, we do different things. And so it's not, you know, because it's always, oh, Molly, I can't be bothered. And then I'm the same, you know, I will procrastinate over work and things. And I work best as well in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm not as productive in the afternoon. And so I will schedule my hardest tasks into 45-minute chunks in the morning. And then I find that I can really get through them. And that, you know, that really helps me to stay on top of my work, but it helps me manage the whole household.
Yeah, exactly, because you've all that on top of it as well. That's a good idea. And I like the idea of the kids putting them in their school tracksuits every day. I never thought about that. That's a great tip, actually, because it will get them more into doing their schoolwork, just sitting there, and then they can take it off later on. That's a good tip. Thanks, Alison. That's brilliant. And I think, like, everyone had a chance to reflect on their lives and see what was more important or perhaps not important the last year. It's nearly a year now. I mean, how's the general feeling from chatting to your own clients? How are they feeling about everything?
I think that people have got they've really gone back to kind of the basics and really seen what's important. And I think, you know, I was talking to someone the other day and they're like, you know, I've saved so much money. I haven't been shopping. They're like, you know, I don't need to. And, you know, and they're like, it's not important anymore. Yeah, okay. I mean, we walked around the shops and that would be nice, but they're like, you know, what's really nice is, you know, looking through a cookbook with the kids and deciding what we're going to cook together, going to the shop, making a shopping list, going to the shops and making a big thing out of you know, the family time together. And I think that going back to basics and has really been the message that I've got from clients as well, in that having we were very, very, you know, very much in a, you know, commercialism, you know,
fast
kind of
world, materialistic.
Fast. And I think that this has really slowed everyone down. I think that what everyone now is kind of is complaining a bit is the phone, you know, and it's always trying to make that distinction between work and home, because everybody's at home or working from home until things settle out. And I think that's what people are struggling with. But I think people are happy to have the time and the flexibility of work to be able to decide when's best to do that task, rather than, you know, have to do it because I'm sitting in the office and have to appear busy. And it's really, I work with a lot of, you know, young companies, you know, 2, 3, 4 years, and some startups and things like that. And people are really seeing it as an opportunity to do that thing they've always wanted to do. And so I mean, it's a terrible time, and, you know, God forbid
Yeah.
It's
But
very
it's like what
sad
you say, though,
for
you can
people.
take an opportunity or be
But
innovative.
there's so many new companies now. I really hope that a lot of them will
Come back
continue
and continue. Yeah.
But there are so many people that are taking that first step, and it's really it's lovely to see that they're kind of breaking away from that job that they had that they didn't really love.
Yeah.
And they see that there are other opportunities out there for them.
And just going for it.
I think it's lovely.
Yeah. And the best of luck. And I hope the older businesses survive and come back. And I hope the new startups explode when everything opens back up again, And I wonder, will people be scared going back out again? Because it's kind of a bit of a mix. And I know we're all dying to get back out and have a look at the shops and just do normal stuff. But it's still going to be a bit scary too, isn't it? It's going to take a while, I think, to ease back into our lives, pre-COVID. It's, I don't know. Yeah, it'll be, I'm looking forward to it, but then a little bit apprehensive as well.
I think it really, it kind of depends on, on how the government are going to frame it, and I've had many a passionate discussion over a little glass of wine in the evenings with friends, even on Zoom, about, how are they going to manage events? How are they going to manage the entertainment sector?
Yeah.
Right? The arts and things like that. How are they going to manage it with, the vaccine and things? And, even, as simple as, how do you include people? Because inclusion these days is so important. And maybe I'm sorry, I'm maybe going off on a bit of a tangent.
Not at all.
If you have an underlying medical condition and you can't take the vaccine, can you still go to that restaurant?
I know. I suppose it's taking the responsibility yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, because now some of the restaurants have come out and said they're going to want to see your certificate to say you've had. So does that mean that you're going to be house locked?
I know,
just because you have an underlying health condition? And I think that's incredibly sad, and I think that that's really concerning from a real social aspect, because I think that these lockdowns have really shown us how important it is to know our neighbours and to know our family, even if you can't necessarily get close to them. My family are in Northern Ireland, and we can't see them, but we have family Zooms once a week, and we play games and we set them daily tasks and things, and there's still a very strong connection there, and I think I really hope that continues.
Yeah, I think it will. I think there's a real sense of community, isn't there?
Yes.
And it's like what you say, people that you're saying hello to, people that you never even said hello to probably for 10 years, and ask them, do they need anything or whatever. Yeah, and hopefully it continues. It'd be lovely.
I hope so. I'm really concerned about, the mental health of people, especially, I consider myself lucky because I have a family in the house. But if you're alone, it's incredibly isolating.
But there's a lot of things that you can join. There is campaigns, and there's the government initiatives, and there's a lot there. You need to look online and find them. Community centres are still there. They mightn't be open, but you can still contact them. And community call is brilliant as well. There is a lot of things people can do. Thank God for the ones that are alone. I'm lucky too. I have my family here, and I have support, even through Zoom. And if people wanted to chat to you, where can they find you, Alison?
So I'm on LinkedIn as Alison McMurtry, or Alison Wilson McMurtry. And I am also on I'm on Instagram at idunn.consulting, or Twitter at Mrs_McMurtry.
Okay. And you finished your other job last July. So what are you doing now? You've gone out on your own then, have you?
So I've gone out on my own. I have my own consultant business where we are on a mission to keep people in business.
Well, listen, isn't that brilliant? That's what we need. Yeah,
exactly. There's a lot of startups that get to 2 and 3 years, and maybe they run out of money or they don't know what to do. And that's where we want to come in and help them and guide them and show them how to continue and stay in business.
And would you be involved with the LEOs then as well?
A little bit.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to work with them and find the space, because you know, the LEOs and Enterprise Ireland are very much the inception and startup phase, and then we would come afterwards. So it's trying to get the LEOs really as referrals.
Yeah, brilliant, great. Well, the best of luck with that.
Thank you.
And I'm going to ask you one last question that I ask every guest, and it is, if you could write your memoir title in 3 to 4 words, what would you call it?
I don't do boring.
Okay, well, that'll definitely stand out anyway. If I see that in a bookshop, I'll know it's yours. I'm going to come back to you all next year, and hopefully you've started your memoirs. I don't know
boring. That I'm interesting enough.
Everyone has a story, Alison.
Everyone has.
And I'm going to finally say thanks so much for joining me today on the series, and best of luck. And bye for now. And I'll see you next time on Once Upon a Pandemic. That's a bit of a tongue twister.
Thank you so much.